Good morning and happy new year from the daily grind. I didn't get to wish you all a happy new year yesterday, but happy new year from Luke and everybody here. I'm with Dapper Daniel Mann Greer. It's your new full name, buddy. Get used to it. He's with me today. How are you, brother? Did you have a good New
Good,
Year's?
man.
Good Christmas?
Yeah, man. Christmas is so much fun with kids. I know everybody says that, and I know you see that when you have nephews and nieces, but it's even better with kids because it allows you to be the old grumpy person, which I am sometimes, but it allows me to see Christmas through their eyes. And honestly, as we had in the show, New Year's resolutions are always good, but if you keep them in context, my wife likes to do one word or short phrase. And
Ooh.
so and it's something that you kind of can live by throughout the entire year, something to think about, right? You got a full year to F it up. So now you have a full year to potentially hold on to a word, keep it going. So mine was go for it. So be a little more aggressive,
Ooh.
take some chances, and just kind of go for it in life. And Nate's was relish because he wants to relish the moments and quit
Like a hot
going
dog.
so fast.
Oh,
Exactly. Eat more
oh,
relish.
I misunderstood.
He's got a kiddo on the way, man. First kid.
Dude, I missed that for some reason, and then I saw the group text, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I texted him like days later, and I was like, "Bro,
Yeah.
little Luke Jr., man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a
All
boy
good,
or a
man.
girl."
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, we're gonna just jump right into it. I'm assuming you
Yep,
watched the game last night because you guys went live last night.
yep.
Great show, by the way. What's What well, gosh, I should have picked you for a different day. What shined out that you didn't talk about last night? I can tell you what I liked. The
Yeah.
first thing that I liked was seeing Ja hurt his knee and then dunk on Wemby. That just kind of gave me like a really good boost to my soul, like chicken soup for the Luke soul. That's what that was for me.
Right.
Um, Other than that, we're two for two in Kennard game since he's been back and
Mm.
playing really damn well. I'm kind of just hitting on the positives. There's some stuff that I didn't like. We still
Yeah.
can't rebound worth a shit, but
So we out rebounded them last night. Looking through my notes last night, I put down that the Grizzlies actually out rebounded them. I believe it was 25 to
23.
19. 25 to 19 last night in the second half.
Oh,
And so, yeah, they were out rebounded in the first half, 24 to 21. So they're out rebounded by 3, right? So you're -3 in the first half, and then you end up with a +9, right, in the second half. So that's the positives, is what I look at. It's like, and everybody wants to talk about coaching, okay? And I get it. I don't think coaching matters as much as people think because
same.
these are adults, right? And they have done, and played so many years, and they are hard to break, just like an old dog. They're hard to
Mhm.
break of, the traits that they have. That's why when you trade for somebody, you pretty much accept them and then you mold them a little bit. But man, the fact that after halftime, if there are adjustments made, such as D Rose getting hurt and
Yep.
only staying with 8 guys instead of bringing in a new person in the ninth spot, but then also out rebounding them in the second half, those are positives, and that's what I like to look at. But you can also look at the negatives, but mainly the positives are, the adjustments are being made. The guys look like they had more energy in the second half for sure.
Yeah, and man, he's getting like it's speed of like not expanding the rotation after D Rose went down. Like he's getting solid minutes from dudes like
Yeah.
Santi and Vince and Luke are all playing over 20 minutes. I mean, even Biz played almost 30 last night. Like I think you're right. I think if he tried to add another cook in the kitchen there, even though there's guys that I think should be playing right now, like even though he could have added somebody, he didn't. And I think it's like, oh, you said all the complaining about coaching. I think we'd be hearing a lot more of it if he didn't stick with the 8 guys, because I think
Sure.
I I don't know. I'm not on the TJ hate as much as everybody else. Like, who's going to do a better job right now? That's my thing. Like, I just don't.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough gig.
It is. Coaching is tough, just in general. Whatever age. Like I coach my
Yeah.
kids, and I've coached before, high school, but like it's tough. Like these little brats, even in high school, even in
Mhm.
college, they're all brats in a sense, because you should be older than them. You're trying to figure out their egos. And
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to, how to motivate these dudes or girls. Like, how do you get them to play the best version of themselves? It's very tough. It's really a mental thing. And so that's what I look at is if you don't lose the locker room, which I don't think TJ's lost the locker room yet.
No.
If you're not losing the locker room, I think that you have a chance. And then after that, then you can break down, what are the out of timeout plays? What are the rotations? What are the stupid things? But then I also have to put it back on players. They're trying to play guys to see if they have anything in Zaire, and they don't. So they went away from him. You still have X and Conchar who are great, like 10 and 11 man. Like they are great at that role. But that's kind of where he's keeping them, which is a positive in my opinion, because he's not going to him. And so he's saying, hey, we're keeping you, break glass in case of emergency. And he's not going to him. So he's sticking with his guys, even leaving Roddy out, which I don't know if I love, but
that's the one for me.
Yeah.
That was the one for me. I was like, nah, no Roddy, man. Like I would have, which maybe with D Rose hurt, we see more. That's who we see. I don't know.
I want to ask you that question when we get to the second segment. I don't want to tease it. I want to tease it, but I don't want to talk to it yet. I want to know because there's no way he's going to play 8 guys to start the game. No way. I think he'll at least go for a 9th. I want to know who you think might be the 9th person. I'm curious about that because we're playing a team that, getting a little frisky. They played well finally their first game together against Cleveland on Monday. And so I'm curious to know who you think might be the 9th person.
Yeah, well, you know what? Real quick, we'll take a quick. Who was your stats monster last night? I'm gonna throw a little mug. Go get your mug over at Love City Merch. He's cute. Looks like me.
It had to be Ja, and I don't think he was the most important player of the game. He was the Grizzlies #1 player of the game, but I think Desmond Bane was vital because even though the stats don't show it, man, that third quarter where he came out and was cooking, I think 10 quick points. Very first of the game, like I think he had majority of the points right away, getting to the bucket. Not really worried about Wemby because Wemby was guarding, worried about Ja more. It allowed Bane to get to the front of the rim to allow them to keep the momentum going when a lot of times they lost the momentum, and so Bane was important for me.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go. Bane was great. I mean, Bane shot? He was 11-17 from the field,
11-17.
Awesome. I'm gonna go Santi, dude. Double, like over 80% from the field, 50% from 2. Best rebounder. I think that I don't have it on right now. I got a Santi jersey for Christmas. I'm
nice.
Just because Nate all summer said I wanted to trade him when I didn't. It's more just to spite him, I think. So I've got it, and it's good to see him like healthy. Because I didn't know what was going on when he was out a couple games ago, and for me, I was worried it had all the makings of a see you in a couple weeks, buddies. We're not getting the full story, but he was back. He's playing good. So I'm going to give it to him. Even though Ja dunked on Wemby, and I even think on NBA.com, it doesn't even say we won. The headline's like Ja beats Wemby or something, which is fine by me. I don't care. I'll take the dub.
Santi looked good. Santi's been crucial. And last thing I'll say is those 3 guys off the bench last night, not including Derrick Rose, but you're talking about Vince, Luke, and Santi. They combined for 21 rebounds between those 3. And I believe that the starters between those 5, when you're talking about Biyombo and you talk about Jaren, and even, the other 3, they had 25 rebounds between them. So you're talking about 3 guys almost out rebounding the other 5 starters. That's what you have to have. If you're going to be a key contributor on this team, you got to knock down shots, you got to play defense, and you got to rebound. And they did it last night.
All 3 of them did, man. Like each had what? Each had 2 threes at least. Each had 5 boards. Like that's what you got. If you want to play on this team, that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was good enough. I liked it from a lot of areas, but it is the Spurs. We'll see tonight, back to back at home.
Yeah.
Roundhouse is going to be rocking for sure.
Woo. That's right. We'll talk about tonight's game after this quick break.
I am highly upset, man.
Oh, man.
ESPN, you dastardly dogs you. Last week had us feeling good. They picked the Grizzlies to be first in the West with about 48.5 wins. And what a difference a few days makes.
What a difference.
You put out your list of the top 100 players in the NBA. Desmond Bane jumps in at 61. Jaren Jackson Jr. comes in at number 31. Jaren's top 25 to me, but if you all right, whatever. I think that's a little slight to Jaren. Desmond Bane's is disgusting, in my opinion. Then we get Ja Morant, All-NBA player, 2-time All-Star. one of the most dynamic offensively players in the NBA, Ja Morant. That guy was number 35 on their list, Kenny Stubblefield. The same people that said the Grizzlies will be the first team in the West, they're going to get that done with just some regular dudes.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Just curious, you kind of talked about the transfers and things like that. How has that changed your mindset from a roster management standpoint? Like, incredible recruiter. All the classes, I think we had 2 back-to-back and 21 and 22 top classes. How does that change with the transfer portal? Do you start focusing more on upperclassmen? Do you kind of get away from the younger freshmen? How does that work?
Yeah, so I still believe in our coaching staff, the way we do things, and developing guys. And that I will never get away from that philosophy. We're still going to recruit a high school class. Now, there's a lot of colleges out there that say, screw this. We're pushing all the chips in on this roster, win right now, and we'll figure it out. Sure. And if it doesn't, right, it implodes and bad things happen. But I think you still have to bring in true freshmen and develop them and see what they can become. And that I'll never waver from that. But the portal certainly changed things.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Real quick, this is where we get our, little self-promotion in. Go check out Bluff City Media if you aren't an insider already. Get a bunch of stuff there. You get access to early merch. You get access to our Discord. You get access to everything, insider articles, all the shows. There's a bunch of good shows. You got the Grizz 901 Live post-game show that Daniel and Nate are on. That's every game. You've got Bluff City Bets. Daniel's also on that, making some money. How'd you do last night? Did you have anything last night?
I believe we played Ja double-double, which hit.
Nice.
I think there was one other thing that hit as well. So I think we were 2-0 on the night. Not bad.
Nice. Yeah, not bad. Also check out Sane Show, Anthony Sane Show. That's Wednesdays and Fridays. You get all that at Bluff City Media. Like I said, go check it out. Back to the show, though. Let's look at tonight's game. We've got this new look Raptors team. Do you remember the last time we had a holiday trade like this? Like, I don't remember the last time there was this kind of big of a trade around Christmas.
No, not these names. Like OG was sought after in the offseason.
Yeah, for years it seems like.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Like, Masai likes to get young guys or get guy that really is a good player instead of rebuilding in a sense.
Yeah,
and I think that's really what he did. Is he went and got RJ, who's under contract, RJ Barrett, and then Emmanuel Quickly. Instead of rebuilding with draft picks and potentially hitting on them and having a completely missed season this year, which they might even have anyway, but you go and get a guy who's under contract in RJ, who's younger, who's Canadian, and it allows them to kind of form a lot of good players. And I think that they've actually gotten better. I like OG, but if you add in more players that are better or maybe just as good or right underneath of OG, if whatever you think. I really do think that that's important. The only thing that I hate is they lost Precious. I think Precious is important for them. But I think Scotty Barnes does so much of that. You allow Scotty more time.
Yeah, I mean, their top 7 guys is pretty solid. You got RJ, Pascal, Pirtle, Scotty Barnes, Quickly, Gary Trent Jr., Dennis Schroeder. Like, those are some hoopers. I mean, like, I think Pascal probably gets traded. Like, they're clearly switching things up. I love Quickly in the deal. I mean, he was the runner-up for 6th man of the year last year.
Yeah.
Like,
he's going to get minutes. He's going to be able to play. Possibly, looking at it, he's probably starting from now on. He's going to be fine. I
don't know. It seems like, do you think it seems like OG's value dropped? I mean, what?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he's still good. I think the reason the value drops is because you're getting closer and closer to that contract expiring.
Yeah.
And
true.
If you're a team, you're like, hey, if we can get him for 20 more extra games than waiting until, the Valentine's Day trade deadline, like if we can get away from that and get him a little bit longer, then it even helps us more be able to create that chemistry, getting on the team. And that's what the Knicks are looking for. Like as many games as possible. Maybe we'll get up an extra pick, whatever. We just need him now to possibly sell him on staying for the future, because I believe he has a player option. He probably will opt out of that and get a new contract. But
Yeah.
he's saying that he'll take a decent discount, not discount, but he'll take a decent contract from the Knicks if it all works out.
Yeah. Well, so let's get on to tonight's game. So
Yep.
second night of a back-to-back. These guys, it's like you said, they look good Monday. I mean, they looked really good. How do you? Well, you asked. Okay, you asked me who am I starting in that? Who's my guy?
Yep, your ninth player.
I'm probably playing Roddy for the defense he brings. I don't see Pascal having the game that he did Monday. I just don't. I mean, dude went off on Monday. He was. How many points did he have? He had a 30 burger, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't. Yeah, 36 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I don't see that happening again. And with RJ and with Quickly and with Scotty, I would just rather have somebody out there with a little bit more defensive upside.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm fine. My second option would be Roddy. I think he's okay. I don't know if you need a player like that. To me, I'm probably going to roll with Conchar. And the reason is because Jitty can handle the ball. And you have somebody that maybe you need to go and, not facilitate, but just somebody who can bring the ball up the court. But I'm also looking at rebounding. Why do you need to have rebounding? Is because there's a lot of length on this team. The last game that they played, they out-rebounded Cleveland, which is, a tall task in itself. But every starter had 5 rebounds. And so you're talking about, Pirtle had 11 rebounds. They have some size on them. They also have shooting, but they're not going to murder you from the outside. Like, they have a few guys that want to cook and want to get going. They try to get into the interior of your defense and then kick out to open 3, similar to what the Grizzlies do. But I just don't think that they're going to just be flashy. And so Roddy's a little flashy. He's a little bit more creative. I'm looking for somebody who can stand his ground, still play good defense, but also rebound a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good choice, man, because we're going to our biggest rebounder right now is 6, like barely, like just over 6 rebounds, and that's Biz. Everybody else is like 5. Like, this team could cook us on the boards. Like, RJ had 9 on Monday.
Yep.
Like,
I took his rebounds.
Did you? Of course you did. But I mean, even they've got like Scotty Barnes Quickly and Gary Trent. Gary Trent ain't huge. They each had 6. Like,
I agree. That's what I'm saying. They are a very good rebounding team, and they're going to rebound well. Like, I'm not saying that they are one of the best rebounding teams. Okay. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying this version of them looks a little bit different. They play 8 guys. They just do. You're not going to see more than 8. You might see, Thaddeus Young play for a couple minutes here and there as he did last game. But for the most part, they're going to go with their 8 guys. And you're going to see a lot of Dennis Schroeder. Like, he's going to play. He's going to get close to 10 assists in this game. Like, that's just going to happen. But the other guy on our side, Ja, they're very susceptible to overhelping, similar to the Grizzlies. And you could see some dump offs, some assists from Ja. And so very similar teams. Okay. And obviously, who's on the other side? Darko. Very similar teams. I can't say that enough. These teams are going to look semi-mirror image. They're going to have different players. But they're going to run the same styles. That's just how Darko is. He's very much he's just like TJ in a sense. They run very similar stuff. So that's what I'm looking at tonight.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the Darko angle isn't being talked about enough. I mean, and not that I think he's going to blow. I mean, not that I'm expecting to be blown out, but it's an interesting angle that Darko's a good ass coach. And I just think it's an interesting little nugget to tonight's game.
Yeah. That's what we're putting up. I'm about to make the actual thumbnail as soon as we get done with the show is I'm going to put Darko versus TJ on the actual screen. And so I've never put TJ up there. I've only put players up there. But I figured let's go ahead and get the master versus the apprentice.
Yeah. Oh, Well, you're not a Star Wars guy. I won't make it. I'll save it for Nate. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we're just gonna talk about some resolutions the Grizzlies might want to make. We're sticking with your format too. I like it, like this short, something to live by, just what they can do for the season after this break.
Seth Hennigan just still, he
Doesn't look himself.
He just doesn't, in the big moments, he's not making the plays that have to be made. If you look at the raw stats, they're not terrible, but the 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he fumbled twice. They didn't lose those fumbles, but 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, one of them coming at a terrible time on a 4th down late in the game when Memphis really needed to put points on the board. But I just don't think Seth is playing well enough to elevate this team.
Right.
I think he's playing well enough for Memphis to be fine, but as far as for them to do something special and to elevate this team, he's just not playing like that.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Kenny, there are certain guys in the NBA that are enigmatic players. They're going to be appealing to a large fan base. But when you have guys like that, who like Ja Morant, who have off-court issues he's had, Kyrie Irving has had the things he's had, the NBA doesn't particularly like the fact that those guys are larger than life. If I'm the NBA, if I'm ESPN, who of course are working together on all this stuff, I'm going to start telling you who you need to like. And it's going to be a different type of guy to kind of play off of the guys that are going to be there anyway. Let me put these squeaky clean image guys that we want to put in front of you up there as well to kind of counteract some of the stuff we get with the guys that we don't have any control out of. So let me put the Tyrese Halliburtons in front of you. Let me put the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders in front of you, the Josh Giddeys. Let me force these guys in front of you, not particularly on national television games, but let me just kind of create these little sub agendas with these guys to kind of make them those second tier stars that we're gonna like put out in front as well. Like, they're doing this on purpose, man. Like, if anybody can't see this, like, come on, man. Do not sit there and tell me that you really think that Tyrese Halliburton is a top 20 player in the NBA.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back, man. I was talking to Mark. I think we're just gonna keep that commercial with saying trashing Hallie on just forever, just because it's just so silly. It's just so silly at this point. But yeah, that was the Anthony Sane Show. You can check that out Wednesdays and Fridays. We also got the Grizz 901 show, got Tigers Untapped. We got a lot of stuff going on over at Bluff City Media. If you want to go check it out, become an insider, go to bluffcitymerch.com. There's a lot of cool stuff over there. I got this mug. Everything's really good. I got a t-shirt, like, it's good quality stuff. If you forgot to get Christmas presents, just run over there and get them. It'll be easy. All right, but back to the show. We're going to just what would New Year's resolutions for the Memphis Grizzlies? And we're going to keep with what you said. I think that's much easier to hold yourself accountable for as opposed to this big, long, nonsensical thing that you're just going to mess up. Like something short, something sweet, couple words. I'll go first because I want it's finish strong. Finish game strong. Just finish the season strong. Just finish what you start strong. Commit to it and finish strong.
Yeah, I like it. I think we've seen Biz finish strong last night. So I do like that. Hopefully he kind of listens to this. We'll have to go ahead and send him a text message or an SOS or maybe a tweet or an X or whatever you call it. But I will say IQ. And I think that the intelligence of this team needs to raise a little bit. And I don't know if we're going to see that with these older guys and these guys that have played before. But what we've seen in the past with these young guys, the IQ just isn't there. Making boneheaded, plays, but also the rotation of the defense, being on a string, the IQ sometimes isn't there. And so I think with these older players, with these guys who played NBA basketball before, I think you're going to see the IQ raise. But I really do think that they need to get, put their head in their iPad and work on different, seeing the different ways that teams beat you, but also working with each other and learning how to be on a string. And when you go there, I go here. It should be an automatic thing. And so I think the IQ should raise with this team.
I love that. I mean, because if we can get some of these young guys in the rotation to raise that IQ just a skosh, this team has it, man. This team's close. It's real close.
I don't know how close they are, but I believe you.
Well, I mean, like close to clicking, not close to like what we have is close to clicking if they can play smarter.
Yeah. Well,
we're not close. We're still one. I think we're still one guy away.
We are definitely one guy away. I didn't write this one down, but it just came to me. I'm going to give the other one as energy and effort. And I know that's kind of two things. I think it's the same thing.
I like it.
That's all this team needs and I know that they've been bitten by the sickness bug, in a sense, like the flu or whatever that sickness is that's going around the team. Okay. I know it drags you down and I know it kind of hits you, but we didn't see any energy and effort in the first half. Bane got going early in the third, and then you saw Ja wake up. Once Ja woke up, if you watch him, when he gets the ball and he's moving, like when he's catching it, he's moving and going down the floor, the offense, everybody kind of picks up speed, right? And so what that happens is it breaks down the defense a little bit earlier, but it breaks them down to where they're spreading out or they're over helping. And at that point, then it's a scramble. You're bouncing the ball around, and that's how ball movement works. That's how better offense. That's how the Grizzlies are under chaos. That's how they need to play. When you see him catch the ball and he's walking it up, he gets over the half court and he's waiting for maybe a pick, do a pick and roll, and then he's still stagnant. He's still out. Then over help, two people, and then he tries to throw the over the top pass, and then there's just no flow. So a little bit of energy, a little bit more effort on, you get the effort on the defensive end with the rebounds. That is really what this team really excels at. I don't know if you can do that for 48 minutes, but I do think in big stretches, catching the ball and moving is huge for them.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. It doesn't quite feel like the second night not like our other second nights of a back-to-back. I'm excited because we are so similar to this team, like we just talked about earlier. I think if we can get that energy and effort out of the gate, like they did on Monday, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. And one we need to win this one. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Ja played 35 minutes. Bane played 34. And Smart played 30. Biombo 28. Jaren 32. But in this sense, we also are happy that they only played 8 guys. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get more minutes. You're going to have more minutes pile up. And so where can you somehow get a rest for these guys to keep them closer to the 30, 32 mark for a long season? But right now, they do need to have these wins. And so I think it's important to get these. And honestly, you don't play again until Friday, but it is out. You're going to be juiced for that. So you do have a day off. So it is going to be the third game in 4 days. So just pay attention to that out in LA. That's going to be a little rough. But I think tonight, I think they're going to come with it.
Hell yeah. Same. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for us today at the Daily Grind. We'll be back tomorrow. Catch the game tonight. Catch the Grizz 901 postgame show after the game tonight. What time? See, we got merch on merch. We just promoting each other with merch. We'll be back tomorrow 9:30.
Yep. So when is our 7 2.5 hour game? 9:30 about when we, as soon as the buzzer sounds, I push the button and we go.
Cool. Is Canadian time the same as Central time?
We're playing in Memphis, so I think so.
I just wasn't sure if you knew or not.
Well, I think parts of Canada, yes, there is Central time zone, but it's a big state or country or whatever.
It's a big ass country. All right, it's not a geography lesson. We will see you tomorrow on the Daily Grind. Thank you all for joining us today.